So here we're going to demonstrate that the LA pool table does seem to import correctly into Unreal Engine. I'm going to go up to Files and Import into Level. I hope that's how you add assets. I'm not familiar with Unreal Engine. Now I'm going to navigate to the location where I have the pool table files. The zip files here are basically just the expanded contents of what I uploaded, so they should be identical. I go to the FBX subfolder for the pool table and import the pool table. We're going to create a test contents folder for storing that. And let's import the pool table, see what happens. You'll have to bear with me a little, my computer is a little slow. So we do get a bunch of warning messages about materials having the same name, but we can just ignore that because it does rename them. And although it takes a little while on my computer, we can see that the textures do load, including the edge that was not loading in your review. It looks like all of it, the sides, the surface, the pockets, everything seems to have loaded. I can't really verify the preview watermark that you saw earlier because I don't know how to, in the Unreal Engine, turn my surface transparency into the table where you were able to see it easily last time. But everything else seems to have loaded correctly. Okay, so here we're going to demonstrate that the Q carry case also seems to import correctly into Unreal Engine. So once again, we're going to import into level. We're going to go to the location of the carry case, which is in a separate zip file. Going to go to the FXB. And we have a few FXBs, but one of them is for the box. Once again, my computer's a little slow. We'll put that in the test content and import that in. Once again, we get some mesh naming warnings, but otherwise it seems to load. And although we're getting some different shadowing, we can see that there is obviously a upper and lower mesh. Both of them have, texture. Both of them have loaded. It is a little interesting that the handle texture doesn't seem to have loaded. But definitely we do have a upper and lower texture applied. I wonder if I need to flip the normals or something like that. Why we're getting the sort of the dark and the light on the box, and it seems to alternate for the top and bottom. Yes, I can look into that, and I don't know why that handle has not loaded. It loads well in the other software. So now we're going to try to do the same thing in DAZ Studio. So I'm going to import the pool table first. So this is DAZ Studio 4.9. We can see that the pool table has imported. It seems to be textured correctly. We've got the surface texture, we've got the pockets, we've got the table frame all textured. And with DAZ Studio, you can see that it actually renders both sides of the mesh, so we don't get that hole in the return tray but as I said, I can easily add a mesh to fix that for software which does not render both sides of the mesh. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with the carry case in DAZ Studio 4.9. So once again, we're just going to import it, go to the section, go to the FBX file. Among the Q related stuff, we select the Q box, and we can see that the Q box has loaded. Both bottom and top seem to have textures, and in this particular case, there doesn't seem to be that odd shading that we saw in the Unreal Engine. The shading seems to be equal. The handle has the texture, and I'm going to try to open the box here. Whoops, I used the wrong rotation. There we go. So we open that, and it all appears to be textured correctly. So I'm not quite sure why in the Unreal Engine it did load the texture. Okay. Okay, so here we're going to demonstrate the pool table and Q box in iClone's 3 Exchange. So I'm going to load the pool table first. If I navigate over to my where I have the zip files, we will go again to the zip file FBX subfolder of the pool table, and we open it up. Now, as I mentioned before, in 3DX, the lighting for the prop is wrong. I'm guessing the prop is a lot bigger than the lighting, so everything comes out very, very dark. But if you look at it carefully, it is possible to see that the textures have been applied. It's just the lack of light makes everything so dark. But you can see definitely the green there. You can see a little bit of the wooden material for the frame. So it is loading correctly. As I said, 3D Exchange has an option to make your mesh two-sided, and that fixes the gap there. But like I said, I will add the additional mesh to get rid of the gap for software that doesn't render both sides of the mesh. But once again, it is loading the materials and textures correctly. Now we're going to do the same thing with the Q box, just to show that the props do seem to be working correctly. So I'm going to navigate over to the Q box, the FBX file again. Import it. And once again, textures are very, very dark. But if you look closely, it is possible to see that the texture is applied. It's just very, very dark because of the lack of light or lack of proper light. We can see the handle is properly textured, so I don't know why in the Unreal Engine it was not doing that part, but yes, it is loading correctly. So it looks like it works in DAZ, it works in 3D Exchange, it works in Unreal Engine.